Hey, and welcome back to Living with Metastatic Cancer number 10. This is Emberly McCullough, and I'm your host with Living with Metastatic Cancer. And today we're going to talk about beauty. So it's going to be kind of a short video, but what I wanted to basically talk about is our skin and our hair. And later on in another episode, we'll talk about surgeries and how we view our bodies after major surgeries. But today I want to talk about how our sense of self-worth and our beauty is affected by chemotherapy, drugs, cancer itself, radiation possibly. I've never had radiation, but I've heard stories about radiation, and hair loss, which a lot of times when you're on chemotherapy, you will lose your hair. I have not lost my hair this time, but multiple times before in the past when I've stopped chemotherapy and restarted a different chemotherapy, I've lost my hair. So I'm very familiar with hair loss and how it feels. Something I recently learned, which I guess is pretty self-explanatory, is that chemotherapy and radiation can age you. Now, I'm 46 years old. I haven't always been that great about taking care of my skin, let's be honest. I've lived a very hectic lifestyle before I got sick 6 years ago, and I just, really didn't think that much about it or care that much about it. However, I was forwarded an article, I think it was a Merck article, about how chemotherapy ages you. And it kind of got me thinking, and it scared me a little bit, and I started looking in the mirror a little closer at my skin, and I do have, you can see here, some wrinkles here, especially over my eyebrows where I tend to, when I'm thinking, I crease my forehead, so you can see all these little fine lines here from blowing kisses to people, and also in the past when I smoked, I have some lines around my lips. As you can see a little bit. Of course, here are some lines, laugh lines. And then, of course, the lovely crow's feet. But the most important thing that I found with being a cancer patient and being on chemotherapy is that it's the under eye area here that is the most effective. So you can see here, this one is dark, but it's not puffy. But this one is puffy and dark, but not as dark as this one. Okay. So, these things can affect how we feel about ourselves and how we look at ourselves. And, it's funny because when you have cancer, sometimes you avoid looking in the mirror because you don't really want to see yourself without hair or, aging because of chemotherapy. And so we tend to not look at ourselves. But ladies and men, men lose their hair too. And it can be a very self-conscious thing. When you lose your hair from chemotherapy, what I would suggest is when it starts is if you have long hair or you have really thick hair, what I suggest is that you go get it cut short. So like up to here, short, so that it'll be more up to the back of your hairline. So like right there. So that when your hair starts falling out, it won't be that much to manage. It won't be as much to manage. And get a trap for your bathtub sink drain so that all the hair doesn't clog up your drain. So some ways that I dealt with not having hair. I tried a wig, and I wore a wig a couple of times. It was cute. But it was really hot. It was really itchy. I even put a little cap underneath it, but I hated it. I did not like it. I would wear it for a few hours and then rip it off, because my head would be it would be on fire. Even in the middle of winter, it would be hot. So I mainly opted to use scarves and what they call these little chemo hats. I don't have any of them anymore because my hair has grown back in, although it's much thinner. As you can see here, my hair in a ponytail used to be twice as thick. So I still lose a lot of hair due to the treatment that I'm on, but I don't lose all of my hair. And just so you know, when you do lose your hair through chemotherapy, you also lose your eyebrows and your eyelashes, your body hair, and all your body hair. So you lose all of your hair. But there's a wonderful program put on by the American Cancer Society called the Look Good, Feel Better program. Or Look Better, Feel Good program. I'm not sure. I might have gotten those backwards. But they will bring professionals in to show you how to wear wigs, how to put scarves on, where to order hats from, and also how to apply makeup, especially to the eyebrow area. I don't have to worry about it too much because I wear glasses, which gives me, it hides that brow area for the most part. But when I read, I don't use my glasses. But you can see, still after they've grown in for more than a year, they're very, very light. So I do have to do some penciling, and not penciling, but I have this little like brow shadow that I put on on typical days when I'm wearing more makeup. So there are tricks and tips. The Look Good, Feel Better program. They give you makeup, they give you tips, they do all this stuff to help you feel better while you're undergoing treatment. And any hospital, you can ask the oncology department at any hospital where that program is happening. So let me know if you've undergone chemotherapy, if you lost your hair, how you feel about your face and skin, and how you feel about losing your hair or growing your hair back, or different textures, because often your hair texture will change as well when it grows back. If you had typically straight hair, your hair will typically grow back curly and you get these cute chemo curls. But if your hair was curly before, it'll grow back straight. So these are some things that, and eventually it goes back to what it was before. But these are things that aren't really all that talked about. And I also I'll tell you a little bit what my skincare routine is. For me, I use a vitamin C serum in the morning on my face. And then typically in the afternoons when I get home from whatever activity I'm doing for the day, I will take all my makeup off, do a double cleanse, and then apply retinol to my skin, and then moisturizer after the vitamin C as well, moisturizer, and then oil on top of that, light oil that I pat into my skin. Retinol is anti-aging, and vitamin C is for kind of oxidative stress, so environmental stress, environmental toxins out in the air. All right, so let me know what your skincare routine is. If you have anything to add, just shoot me a message, leave a comment, and I look forward to seeing you again on the next episode of Living with Metastatic Cancer. Everyone have a blessed day. Thank you for watching. And don't forget to check out my Patreon page and sign up to become a member. There's $1 tiers, there's $5 tiers, and there's $10 tiers. So the more patrons I have, the more videos I can put out, the higher quality videos. So I appreciate you guys watching. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.